house fly natural level. Natural organic. Okay.
Hello, good afternoon to all of you. We will just going to start the session soon. Ali Akbar is joining, so we will start in less than 2-3 minutes. Yeah, Ali Akbar has joined.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yeah. So, yeah, you can switch on your video also, sir. Yeah.
I've just, yes. I think you have to switch on. I'm trying. Video is not switching on, sir. 1 minute.
Yeah, Mr. Parvez, you have to unmute. Unmute.
We...
Nisha, make.
okay, fine, sir.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Done. So we have 29 participants. We'll wait for a few minutes and then start.
Yes, sir. As you wish. Maybe we can start with the introduction.
How many has actually accepted, registered, sir?
Around 70 participants. Yeah.
70, is it?
Yeah.
So what do you want to do? Just wait for another 20 more to come. I mean, it will take a long time, right? We have only 1:30.
I think people will start, sir. Now maybe for 5 minutes, 2-3 minutes we'll wait because people are just joining. Then we will maybe 40 is fine. Yeah, 40 people are there. We'll start.
Yeah. Then I think who else is there? Ilyas Beg, how are you? Assalamu alaikum. Who all there? Can we just know who's now participating? Mr.Ali Akbar, Ilyas Beg.
You can click on the SMB sir. You can click on the participants icon below. You can see the name of the.
Yeah, I'm just having a look. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They cannot speak because we have switched off the audio.
Yeah, I think what I see now is Akbar Basha. Assalamu alaikum, Akbar Basha. Muhammad Rafi, Abraham John, Ahmad Jafar Ali, then Al-Fasid Baharuddin, Ashfaq Ahmad, Ashik Saeed, Ayub Khan Dawood, Burj Ahmad, Hafilur Rahman, Hassan Ibrahim, Ilyas Beg, Imtiaz Sharif, Jain Alauddin, Kamal Gani. Assalamu alaikum, Kamal Gani. Kirtika, Malika Parveen, Muhammad Mufid, Muhammad Nasrullah, Muhammad Umar. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Muhammad Sikandar Said Muhammad, Muhammad Faisal, Muhammad Yasser Arafat, Abdul Salam, Nasruddin, Rakesh Anand, Asha Daulat, Shaduli, Tamim Ansari. Okay. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Vinodi Sridhar. Okay, so I think 29 attendees are there. Okay.
Now 34, 34 total,
okay,
including us.
So shall we, out of 70 registered, 29 has come in, right? Then they'll just moving in. So, Assalamu alaikum, welcome everybody. I would like our Parvez Alam, CEO, CIIC, to make the opening remarks. Please, welcome.
Yes, sir. Ali Akbar, sir.
Sir, I will do the opening remarks.
Yeah, sir, you come with, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, the sequence of speech will be, I'll just do the facilitation, and then Parvez Alam sir will do on the CIIC, and then SMB sir will continue on the IHUB of CIIC. Okay, let me start. Bismillah, and I welcome all of you today and accepting our invitation. And I really thank all of you to take this initiative and come forward and attend this Zoom call as a positive note. It's really, we appreciate all of you. And I thank Parvez Alam sir and the CIIC team, Nisha in particular, to put all together and then schedule this timing, even though they have many other tight schedule these days. And they have accommodated us, as a guest here, and to motivate us towards the CIIC initiative and make it positive for us. And then, as always, our Said Muhammad Bukhari sir is always with us. He's really, like a keen element for our success in every element. And he only initiated basically to have this Zoom call for all of us. So I thank him for this platform today. And I thank all the core members. We have organized this Zoom and the president of all GCC alumni bodies. And then I will start with some initial note on the current job in GCC and also globally. See, we all having a very tough time these days, and we all know now the corporate, even every business elements, what they are doing is now, and what we also see as a future of job market is it will be more of like a consultancy oriented. People, every business, they are focusing to reduce the staff and have more people as a consultant for them. because now the companies are not having liquidity. They don't have government support enough to pay the salaries. We are already facing, even multinational companies are also facing the same problem. They are unable to pay the staff in time. Like in my 30 years experience, by the grace of God, so far, no employer of mine has defaulted in my salary. But these days, I could also see like few weeks up and down moving on the salary. So we have to focus on our skill, whatever be the skill. We have to refine it. We have to, say to the world that we are more of a consultant than the employee. This is the word for us in the future. I'm repeating this again. We have to say we are consultant, no more employee. This is very important for the future. Okay. And I'd like to just share one very important information. It's like a small story. Like when we tell people that when I give a person 5-6 stones, a rough stone, and he will, I tell him that this is a diamond, he will not believe in me. He'll say, oh, Ali sir, oh, you are joking at me. At the meantime, if I tell him, just a way across, there is a forest, there is a diamond, maybe, 20, 30 meters below, you have to dig it out, and then you will start finding diamond, then he will believe in me. That is a situation we have with our CIIC and, the whole bodies. We have a fantastic platform in front of us, and they have cooked us a beautiful, wonderful, tasty biryani for us to taste. But I don't know, somehow we are not going close to it. I really urge all of you, recently there is a 61 incubations startup they have started, they have published on it. I don't know how many of us really opened that file and seen what are those elements. Like, I don't want to say anything negative. I know everyone is busy. Inshallah, I really request all of you just to think towards it. This is a fantastic platform. We can trust. You just imagine in a situation where Crescent is not there and we do not have CIIC in front of us. You have an idea. Where do you go? Where do you trust? Who will be, supporting you like what we have today? Just imagine, this is the grace of Allah. Allah has brought us people like Parvez Alam and Sayyid Muhammad Bukhari sir and the Crescent body in front of us. Please let us make use of it. And my target is before end of this year, we have to have 10 projects running with CIIC, and we want to show that a developed country like GCC, where we use a lot of latest technology. There are many, like even the infrastructures, construction, everywhere we use latest technology, latest ideas, latest platform. But we should have more ideas to go back to them and refine it and give a business shape. I please request all of you to think in that aspects and have more projects of similar for your own benefit, inshallah. This is my kind request. Any support you need, any ideas you have, you want to verify, vet it, saying that it is already existing, or you have to modify it to make it a commercial aspect or community benefit. You want to be an investor or a mentor, whatever be the aspects. Our Parvez Alam sir will explain more in detail how we can take a shape within part of the CIIC. Inshallah, I will pass the mic and the platform to our Parvez Alam Shah to go more into detail on how we can use CIIC as a platform. Thank you, brothers and sisters.
Thank you, sir. Assalamu alaikum to all and good afternoon to all. And first of all, I thank Crescent Management for Board of Management for giving us this opportunity, and especially Bukhari sir, who has been inspiring and then instrumental in supporting all these initiatives. I also would like to thank the Crescent chapter presidents and volunteers. Because whenever I came, in fact, I came last year, the starting point is exactly last June 2019, I was in Dubai, where Ali Akbar sir has kindly, arranged a meeting with all almost 30 plus alumni have participated. That was the starting point. We started promoting to alumni. And similarly, thanks to the Qatar chapter, where Mr.Ali Akbar and, Kamal Bhai, everybody has, came forward when I went to Qatar, and then they organized a big meeting. There also 30 plus alumni came. Everybody shown interest. Similarly, I also thank Oman Kamil Bhai who has previously arranged many meetings where our information also passed. I also would like to thank all other chapter presidents whom I'm not much of interacting, but the idea objective of this session is to promote, especially give focus to GCC, our alumni, who are want to connect with alma mater very productively. With this note, I would like to start this presentation. So I will just run the flow, and then I will, as and when required, Bukhari sir will be talking. So next slide. So we will going to give an introduction about what is Crescent Innovation Incubation Council as well as the accelerator. Just to give a very context, India is the third largest global startup ecosystem. So we must be very proud, first of all, that after China and USA, who are the conglomerates, global conglomerates, now India is producing 24 number of unicorns. For those of you who doesn't know what is unicorn, unicorn is the startup who started and become $1 billion sooner. They produce a sales turnover of $1 billion. So if you see in India, last couple of years, we have got 24 billionaires startups already come. And India is marching ahead, and we may even beat the race. We become number 2 or number 1 also sooner. So whether we are like it or not, India is moving towards the direction because of the simple fact that India has 1.3 billion population. We cannot make everyone as an employee. So we have to make everyone as an employer, because everyone cannot get a job. So with that reason, now the startup is picking up in India. Next slide. And many people are asking me that what will happen the startup after post-COVID. But if you see, yes, industries are badly affected. But despite the fact that India, these startups are called frugal engineers, means that they do, whether you call jugaad or workaround, the startups will, with less money, they will turn around a better solution. And India wanted, in fact, India needed a video conferencing solution. They immediately floated a hackathon and then asked every startup to develop the solution for developing a better video conferencing solution. So any problem statement, India needs a startup to come and resolve it. So despite this COVID, post-COVID impact, the startups are going to have a definitely a good future. So the next slide is, many people are asking me, what is the next slide? Can we go next slide? So many people asking me, what is the difference between incubator and accelerator? And so I'm just given a very layman understanding the difference between incubator and accelerator. Incubators are predominantly the early stage startup, whereas accelerators are high growth stage startup. In incubator, the startups will pay service charges where they will pay a monthly rental or something. And in accelerator, they pay equity. They take a 5 to 7% equity they will give. And incubators are the startups who are joined as an incubator. They will come with zero. They will become a 2 crore sales turnover. And accelerators are one who will make from 2 crore to 50 crore sales turnover. I would say in a nutshell, incubators are like school, whereas accelerators are like college. That is a very simple difference. And fortunately, we have done both incubator and accelerator. That is the advantage for all Crescent alumni now. So just within one slide, I want to brief you what are all the impact we have created. As you know, Crescent Innovation Incubation Council was just started last year. In March 2019, we started. Within a year, thank God, we have done various. So we got, I request all alumni, each one of you to come when you come to Chennai, please visit our incubation center, because this you have not seen so far, because when you are a student, this incubation center was not existing. So we have a 25,000 square feet dedicated incubation center. It was established in the men's hostel campus, just opposite the mosque. You should come and visit the place. And we have 11 center of excellence, various centers. I'm going to talk about in the next slide. We received we are the first incubator who received 1.8 crore grant within first year of our operation. By the time we just started, we got so the Crescent has that kind of reputation. And three of our startup, including one alumni startup, has raised rupees 39 crore money already in the market. So we are not just talking. We are already walking the talk. So I'm also going to highlight the alumni startup who are received already. So we have a 40 startups plus 21 students. So that's why I sent the profile 61 startup. We are also helping our students to become a startup because nowadays, you know, placements is a big constraint. Our startups have given an employment. See, this is very important point. Our startups have given employment of more than 300 people already. And then, you know, you see that there is a men, women participation already there. We helped our startups to get grants. We, in the last 1 year, 90 lakhs of worth of government grant. In fact, when I came to Dubai last time, not even one single rupee our startup have received. But now 90 lakhs worth of grants have already our startups have received. Our startups have received awards. In fact, we are ranked number 3 in bio incubator in the country. So can everyone hear me? I think one of the comments says that my voice is not clear. Can everyone hear me? Ali Akbar sir?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, so maybe I'll just closer to the mic. So we have a lot of international collaborations. We are going to see that we have established contacts in Middle East market, European market, and US market. We done various webinars, and plus we also supported our you know, our startups and our university to raise patents. Almost 50 plus patents now we have control. We also help other colleges to set up incubation center. Now, while we are just 1 year old, we are also started, you know, helping other startups to also other incubation or other colleges to help. In fact, with Tasibi, that is what the impact we have created in the last 1 year. Next slide. So just gives an idea that you know, our performance. So this is our I'm very proud to say, within 1 year, 8 of our alumni startups have formed. So the first startup is from polymer engineering. The second startup is from mechanical. The third startup is from electronics communication. The fourth startup is again mechanical. The fifth startup is again from mechanical. Sixth is again from mechanical. Seventh is from IT and computer science. And the last but not the least, the VGAT is the company who started from you know, electronics communication engineering. In fact, Mr. Mohidin, who is our alumni, who came with me, along with me, with Dubai last year, with the help of Bukhari sir, introduction, we have connected them to Deva, as well as in Qatar also, Karama, we were connecting them. So we are helping them. We have established some contacts, though they may have to make, but based on the potential they available in the Middle East market, they have raised some funds, which is almost $2 million, 14 crore money they have raised in the, mashallah, in the last January they have raised. Now their valuation is 100 crores. So what I am trying to say in nutshell is the alumni who can come back to our Crescent Incubation Center or our accelerator, where they will get start benefit. And also, you know, it's a win-win. It's a win-win scenario for all of us. So next slide, please. So, okay, what we provide for our, you know, alumni or anybody. One is we call 3 M's, that is money, market, and mentoring. So money is, we provide government grants. I already told 90 lakhs of government grants we have raised. Private investments, I already talked about some of our startup have raised private investments. We will connect to venture capitalists and angel investors. In fact, the investments is more focused on accelerator. We also help them to connect market, domestic market, international market. We're helping them. In fact, our incubator is one of the incubators shortlisted by European Commission for, you know, to participate with, connected with the European market. We also do technical and business mentoring. So I will just quickly talk about what are the things we are doing in these 3 M's in the subsequent slides. So while many people are saying that where is the money, but I am just given a statistics of what happened in India in the last 1 year or in the last 5 years. So if you see the venture capital investment in India has continuously keep rising to the tune of $9 billion. So this is only venture capital investment only in India. So 656 startups have received $9 billion worth of money last year. So that means that money is not a problem. In fact, many people say money is the problem. Money is not the problem. Money is the last problem. but you have to have a marketable idea, scalable idea. That is very important. So if you come up with a scalable idea, then automatically money comes. So you may say venture capitalist will only come after, we raise billing, once we get the customers and all. What will happen if you come with only idea, whereas there is no market is currently already built? So the next slide talk about what are the government grants available. So these are all the various government grants. You can see that these government grants are primarily to help the early stage startups. Like if you come up with idea, so we start providing them from 2 lakh to 5 lakh government grant. You see, generally, typically, we say for startup who are in the early stage, only 3 Fs will support. That is friend and family and full. Like if you come with only idea, only friend, family and full will give idea. They only will give money. But here in this case, if you see that IBP EDI program, the Tamil Nadu government fund, we have given to so far 11 startups 2 lakh to 5 lakh grant. So the point I'm trying to make is whether you are in early stage, whether you are in a mature stage, there are various schemes and funds are available. Only thing is the information is wealth. Many people are not knowing that whether these type of schemes are available are there. That is where we will help to support from our incubator. So the next slide, we are explaining that incubation also adds value. If you see in India, the statistics, the success rate of the incubator, when you go to the incubator is 20% for raising money. If it doesn't go to the incubator, it is only 7%. That means that the incubator adds value. Incubator adds value because they don't want you to reinvent the whole wheel, and then they help you to accelerate faster. That is what the incubators and accelerator does. Next slide. So the success rate, as I explained, if is 20% when you go to the incubator. If it doesn't go to the incubator, you do it on your own, then the success rate is only 7%. Yeah, we go to the next slide. And many people are asked me that, okay, if money is not a problem, what is the problem? So the major problem is market need. That is 42% of the startup fail because they could not identify a right market. So that is where this incubator accelerators help. For example, now for Mohideen, we have helped him to reach to these Dubai customers, potential customers. Similarly, we will help some of our startups. We already helped them to connect at agri startups to Netherlands market. Similarly, we are now connecting to US market. So we are trying to help them to reach to a bigger market. Now, because post-COVID, everything, the global market is shrinking. So you cannot be no longer an Indian startup. You cannot be no longer a Dubai startup. You have to reach to a global market. I think that is where this incubator and accelerator will help you to reach to a better market. So next slide. So, and also you may ask the question, is there any, when should I start startup? In fact, the average age of the Indian founder, best founder is around 40. You see that from 40 to 49 is where the majority of the startups the people have founded. And men women startup. In fact, in our CIIC, we have 14 startups founded by women itself. So we have a lot of men, women. There is no age restriction. In fact, we have a startup who started at the age of 60. So there is no age limit. There is no gender bias. Anybody can start your startup. That is what we wanted to tell. So in fact, if you are saying that, okay, I've already reached 40 plus or 50 plus in Dubai is gaining 20 years experience, what should I do? Yes, you can also start your startup. So we are saying our key focus area right now is, as you know, this life science, this when I say life science, it is agriculture, nanotechnology, healthcare, clean tech, everything. It's a very broader spectrum, science, as well as we are focusing on industry 4.0, that is IoT, AI, ML, all IT, augmented reality, virtual reality. So all IT related thing will come. So I am sure many of you would be connected with IT industries in Dubai. So you can also, we are also going to focus on 5G. 5G is going to the upcoming area. We are going to focus on fintech and mobility and transportation, some of the manufacturing sector also. We are going to focus on the next upcoming. We have created a large, very good mentor ecosystem. When I said this money, market, and mentoring, We have created a mentor ecosystem. We have created a partner ecosystem. As you see, every sector area, we have identified the experts, top-most experts who will help with us. Similarly, we are partnered with many industries. If you go to the next slide, we have connected with various Industry 4.0. We have connected with the top-notch mentors. Next slide, if you go, we have connected with various investors ecosystem. Many very eminent personalities are part of our mentor ecosystem. Then we are also partnered. Next slide, if you go, we have partnered with various investment agencies. Knowledge we are connected with. For example, for healthcare, we connected with many hospitals to prove their product. So if you come and ask, basically, for example, here, any support you wanted, you can ask us. For example, an IT startup who said that we want a 1 year, free license for Zoho to, they said that from email to access. So we have given 1 year free access to Zoho. We have talked to Zoho. Zoho provides a free access, 1 year free license. It's like a ERP for startups. Similarly, Amazon Web Services, AWS, many tools are there. They have 75 plus developer tools. Now we give $5,000 worth of credit. For a startup who is joining with us, they get 3.5 lakh worth of startup credits already. And like this, we have partnered with 10 more different people. Like you want a bulk SMS, you want a Freshworks, product. So like this, many companies we bulk negotiate. We said that our startups will use your product if you are collaborating with us. So you will get many advantages while joining with us. Without any major investment, you can start your startup and experiment your startup. Even while sitting in Dubai itself, you can start your startup and experiment it. Next slide. So these are the facilities you should come and visit. Maybe when you come to Chennai, you can see our facilities. Next, we have all the state-of-art facilities we have created exclusively for. We have various center of excellence. We have a starting 3D printing. We have a research laboratory. So these are all facilities available exclusively for a incubation center and accelerator. So apart from university, we have all this set up. We also help our students. If you go to the next slide, we also help our students, faculty also to become an entrepreneur. Now we are helping our faculty to also become entrepreneur. If you see, within a 1 year, we got a 3rd rank in the country. We recognized as one of the best biotech incubator in the country. We keep moving forward and aspire to do things more. Next slide. So now we will focus more on the Crescent IHUB Global Accelerator. I already explained you the difference. Incubator is like a school, whereas accelerator is like a college. So we are giving up, like once you reach a 2 crore turnover or matured startup of say, once you start billing 20 lakhs or 30 lakhs per month, then you wanted to access to bigger market, you wanted to raise investment, then this accelerator will help. Whereas incubator in 61 companies, if I say top 8 companies are ready for acceleration. The remaining are all still an incubation, means they still wanted a support, basic need support and shadow support from CIIC. So we fortunately Crescent management is graduating of, they established incubator 1 year back. Within a year now we are talking about incorporating an accelerator. Now Bukhari sir will briefly touch upon this about this hybrid accelerator. Next slide. Sir, you can unmute, sir. Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Alhamdulillah, it was actually, I should first of all appreciate our Ali Akbar's comment. Very appropriate and timely. He gave a very good, let's say, advice to everybody, and also our Mr. Parvez's presentation. Now, for the last, if you realize what is happening with the Crescent alumni diaspora, there was a revival after a long time in 2000, I think 15 or 2015, there was a revival. That is just 5 years back. Actually, we revived the entire Crescent alumni diaspora globally. And it started from UAE. I should appreciate the UAE chapter to have done that. And then, of course, the gentlemen, Mr. Kamil Ghani and Irfan and all that from different areas, they also came in. So, this impetus, when it happened, even from the day one, we've been always promoting the idea of entrepreneur development, being an entrepreneur. this is what matters. And there's been very strong drives we did in the entrepreneurial development. And now with this crisis and everything, everybody looking for jobs and people going out of job. Again, all the more reason the entrepreneurial drive should be motivated and encouraged with everybody. So that's where this CIIC, this our Crescent Innovation Incubation Council, has done an excellent job. Actually, Mr. Parvez Alam, Nisha Mukund, and then Prem Kumar, Akshay, and and the full team. Credit goes to them. They have done excellent work under the leadership of Mr. Parvez. And from day one, when we started the CIIC, actually CIIC is a brainchild which started from by my cousin Abdul Qadir. He is the one who actually, he is the one who initiated the whole process. He went and we met with Parvez Alam, and he invited Parvez to come and head this thing. So now going forward in the last 2 years, well, things have been, globally everywhere. There's so many challenges. We have done excellent, in our, journey. So we have reached where we have reached. So you have seen the entire CIIC's presentation. Now coming back to what Mr.Ali Akbar mentioned, it is up to us, to be motivated and, put our thoughts together and see where actually we can create our own, let's say, your remuneration, your earnings, livelihood. So in this process, what we are now saying is that what are the key takeaways for the alumni? Alumni key takeaway, I can say that, for instance, Burj Ahmed is there, Kamil Ghani is there. Kamil Ghani is an entrepreneur. He is a successful business person. Now he wants to go to the next level. He wants to consolidate his business. He wants to grow. Burj Ahmed is there, Ali Akbar, everybody. You're in your career itself. You have to be an entrepreneur, which they call an intrapreneur. Now, when you look at it, the way you have so much experience. Let's say 2 to 3 decades of experience in this field. You know the market. You know the customers. People know you. Now you can put some very good value proposition together. Everybody can do that. It's possible. And in that, the Crescent, as mentioned by our Mr. Parvez, Crescent Innovation and Incubation Council, CIIC, is a primary school and secondary school, higher secondary school. Now, Crescent IHUB is a college. It is the undergraduate, undergraduate college. This is the Crescent College. What is Crescent IHUB? This is where we want to go ahead. So please, I think Nisha is there. You can go with the slides. So you can go to the next slide, Nisha. So what we have done is actually, we have now found co-founders and promoters in America and Atlanta. And with their backing, the American strategy and the global strategy is being rolled out. For instance, Mr. Pundi Narishman is there in America. He's a very successful entrepreneur for the last 40 years. And he is actually an advisor. STS Worldwide is a mid-tier M&A transaction. There's a mid-tier M&A transaction. They do the buying and selling of companies. He has joined us. And then Suresh Sharma is, he was with GE, General Electric, managing almost $1 billion P&L. So, these type of founders have come. They joined our Crescent IHUB. Crescent IHUB is an independent body, actually motivated from Crescent CIIC and all that, but it's an independent body where there is a separate set of founders and stakeholders and shareholders. And it's a global network. We have our Crescent IHUB in India, which is headquartered in Chennai, and then the Dubai will be the one which will spearhead the European and Middle East and African markets, and the one in Atlanta in Alpharetta. Alpharetta is in a IT zone there. It will be taking care of the entire Americas. Next slide, please. Okay, the vision to mission, from where actually CIIC has kind of initiated and growing well. What we do is we are a one-stop shop for creating 100+ high growth, early stage high growth companies in a pre-series stage. And we believe the next level is that we believe very seriously and always creating value, enhancing value, and management of value enhancement. So that's what we call as MOVE. Then going forward with this COVID crisis, what we have to see that today the crisis is there is a lot of volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. So how could you thrive in this VUCA, VUCA, in this scenario? So this is where we have to move forward. Then we have what we call cross-pollination, consolidation, restructure, re-engineer, and recalibration. This is a very strong strategy where we look for smart capital, which I'll come back. So just next slide, please. This is a very unique, it's actually, we can even claim to be first of its kind anywhere. We have created the smart capital. It's a very deep strategy, but smart capital is the GTM. The first quadrant is GTM, which is go to market. Go to market is basically, let's say somebody like Ali Akbar or Kamil Ghani, these people who have been in the market. You have customers. Only the problem is now the markets have, the consumption has the shape and the type of consumption, and the market has taken a very bad beating, but still the customer is there. You go to, and so we are driven by markets, customers, and contracts. Once you have that, then the next quadrant is the competencies, where let's say you have, Kamil Ghani is an expert in logistics. That is his competency. Ali Akbar is an expert in contracting, and that's his competence. So in competencies, you go into high level of competency, you create higher competency, and in that competency is commercial, financial. Then there's a bit of a mentoring and support function which will be given by us, by this IHUB. Then the third quadrant is a visionary. The likes of, we'll bring world-class visionaries who have created and who have successfully developed large organizations. So that will be in our mentor pool. We have PhDs from Berkeley. We have people in IIT. The entire IIT ecosystem is available to us. Kairatsu is available. Where you go in Georgia, we are going to engage with Georgia Tech, which is the second biggest eco center, innovation hub in America. For instance, the state of Georgia has a turnover of $1.5 trillion, which is higher than India. And we are engaging with the stakeholders there. So this is where our leadership comes. And we'll have subject matter expert. For instance, if Ali Akbar or is an expert in civil, he can come and do his subject matter expert. Ali Akbar, or for that matter, let's say Buruj is there in IT. These are all experts. We will engage with subject matter experts in different areas. And then we have the idea. Now, this quadrant number 1, 2, 3, which equals to almost 75%, when this comes into place, then smart fund comes. We are not looking for dumb or passive capital. We are looking for smart. We are engaging with Mount Judy, which is 100 crore equity fund based in India. It's a category 2, SEBI registered, and they are our co-investors. They are our P. So this is the type of smart capital we'll create. We'll be unique in the world. We have unique SOPs and IPs available, which we'll develop. Next slide, please. Now, as Mr. Parvez was mentioning, life science. Life science, it's very obvious after COVID crisis. Life science, there's so much demand in life science area. We'll go to the best of the best early stage high growth companies who are actually, we have already invested in a company called Inaxcel. They are producing CPAP, which is the saliva resuscitation device for, let's say, this as a ventilator. And then the neonatal, this is for prenatal study, and let's say intensive care. So we have already engaged with the world-class companies. Now, as of today, I'm just going to have an investors meet where there's going to be a precision oncology study is there given by one company. I'm going to attend that meeting at 5:30 today. So there's going to be a lot of high value, very global leaders with whom we will engage. They'll be our partners. Industry 4.0, again, you see the digital transformation. You can see, read this like big data analysis, telecom. In all these areas, we'll pick up the best of the best excellence. Next slide, please. Commercializing strength. Now, commercializing innovation, industrializing innovation, this is itself is a very deep strategy. So how do you commercialize your strength? The commercialization of strength is like you have strength. You have to know what is your strength. You have to have strengths. your presence in the market, your knowledge, your qualification, and everything. Once you have that, then what we like to do is we will create a very powerful revenue and business model which will give high ROIs, very superior ROI. Like preferential co-investment rights will be done, windfall and assets, higher dividends. Then comes engagement model. Engagement model is like, say, there is something that is a different level, but here, when I address my colleagues in the alumni, I only look at yourselves for your skills, for your knowledge. I'm not asking, we are not here, and we don't even want your monies or investment from anybody, because we know that it's very dear to you. You have to use it. So this is going to be for our engagement when we bring in our funds of funds. In that, we'll engage with very high level HNIs and all that. But anyway, so there's going to be a global management, and we'll have a global synergy in that. Now, operational excellence. We bring in very high level operational excellence. Like, for instance, Suresh Sharma, he's written a book by name Industrializing Innovation. He is a very, let's say, intellectual person, but he has created a lot of SOPs from global excellence centers. So there are going to be operational excellence in the way this whole accelerator will be. And what we have is a global hybrid accelerator. It's a hybrid. It is not just a simple accelerator like any other accelerator. It will be a hybrid accelerator. And that is where that gives us the key differentiator for us. We have what we can say is, what we create that will be based on all our resources and strengths. We have gone beyond Crescent and CIIC. We are going beyond that. We're going global. In the regional area, we'll work with the best of the centers of excellence in this region also. And also, Africa is an area where I think there's a lot of opportunity, and we are working there also. Next slide, please. Okay, what is in it for GCC alumni? This is the question you need to know. What is in it for you? I'd rather say, like how Ali Akbar says, what is in it for you? Come, tell us what do you want. Be clear. Be proactive. It's just that, you see, when anybody comes to this region and our colleagues in alumni, any opportunities available will always showcase to you. But also you should be clear what you want. So you can become a startup founder or entrepreneur. That's one thing. Where, let's say 2, 3, 4. For instance, Sujit Tarakan is there. He is a contractor. Ali Akbar is again in contracting. The Kamil Ghani is there. You can get together and put some structure together. So you can become an entrepreneur. You can be co-founders. Then the second level is become a mentor with sweat equity. We will bring ventures where you can be mentors. I'll show you ventures in your area of excellence. And if you want to be a mentor, come be a mentor. Become an investor. In this investing part, I'll always found one thing. I'm sorry to say to everybody, I really find that whenever we talk about money, everybody runs away. So first of all, let me say, we don't want your money. Keep it to yourself, give it to your family. Here, when you say investor, you're investing your time, you're investing your effort, your intellect, your connections, your resources. I don't want to, please don't take me wrongly. I'm being open and frank because I've seen you for 5 years. I've seen what we are. We are contributing to your growth. Please believe in that. Next slide, please.
Yeah, sir. I think here, this is just a quick overview about our full-time team. We have working full-time. Now, these 8 people are full-time working for this incubator and accelerator. So this is the last slide. So I just want to add a little more points in the previous slide, like what Bukhari sir was talking. So one is, in this post-COVID scenario, you get an opportunity to incubate and start your own startup. Like Bukhari sir said, you can have 2-3 members combined together while you are sitting in Middle East. You can have still with your satellite support and guidance, you can contribute. Even you have some local person to start your startup. And I already told that even you come with a raw idea, even starting, you say, I want to do a feasibility study. The 2 lakh grant is available. And we have already given to 11 people if you see from our results. So from 2 lakh up to 2 crore, you reach that till that level, still that incubator will support. Suppose you come up with, you are, let's say you have already a company established, and then you have some friends who are already billing 2 crore turnover above, then you can come and join in our accelerator to accelerate further up to 50 crore. So now you have all avenues, like whether you are early stage startup or whether you are a mature startup, and you say, now I want to just experiment by just providing a mentorship. And for example, we have a startup in oil and gas. Suppose you have oil and gas experience, you can mentor. We can facilitate by, when I say sweat equity, that is, you are not investing your money, but still you get some shares from the company. We can facilitate that. So we have companies in 3D printing. So fortunately, we have a sector agnostic incubator and accelerator, whereas we have diversified portfolio of startups. So you can look at it. That is what the 61 startups company I have shared. If you want more details about particular startup, we can share. And for example, agriculture and food essentials. So post-COVID, agriculture and food essentials are going to be create a bigger impact. So on all these avenues, what we are trying to say is, I keep saying, in fact, when I joined Crescent 2 years back, I keep saying that the Crescent, the alumni are the gold mines. You have a 36 years old institution, so your alumni are the gold mines. They're very passionate about it. And in fact, I get a very, red carpet welcome when I went to, Dubai and as well as to Qatar. In fact, the alumni took me to all areas in Abu Dhabi and Sharjah. So basically that you are very passionate, you are highly connected to that, your institution, alma mater. But that's what I put the question when I said this title of this webinar, what is the need for you? Okay, so not necessarily we are saying that you get some tangible benefit. You can also get the intangible benefit by associating with us, and you have to start now because you never know how the global scenario is behaving, and we cannot be an employee forever. We have to be also an employer. So with this note, we will open the floor for question and answers. You can put the questions in the chat window. You can also speak. We can open up the mic because we generally muted everyone. Now we can unmute maybe Ali Akbar Bhai have the control. He can unmute if particularly anybody want to open a mic and ask the question. Otherwise, you can put the questions in a question and a chat window. We can also respond to your question. Later also, you can call me anytime. You have my mobile number and email ID. So Ali Akbar, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Now, yeah. So we open the more for question answer, sir.
Yeah. So shall I unmute for all, or whomever wants it, we can unmute them?
Yeah, that is better. Otherwise, very difficult to control.
Yeah, it has to be, moderation has to be then, one by one, so that the moderator can moderate it. Then it will be better, organized. Yeah, please go ahead, Mr. Ali.
Yeah, and also, we can also work out strategies that, how every chapter we will engage. So I have to thank all the, core members like Allah Pichai, Muhammad Irfan, from Kamal from, Qatar, and even
also,
I could not.
Also, I think, Mr. Parvez, we need to invite from USA, Europe, Singapore, Malaysia, global also, like Australia, people like that.
Yeah,
should become a global forum.
Yeah, we are working. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are working with.
I'm not happy that we only 61 people attending this meet.
Yeah.
So we are
actually working closely with the parent chapter. Sheshadri is the president and Muhammad Arshad is the vice president. We are closely working with them. But as Bukhari sir said, the out of all the chapters, our Middle East chapters are very active. All the volunteers are very active. So we will wanted to start with this. So that's why we started this meeting. So I have getting some questions in the Ilyas by I've asked. Please announce to click on OK. So whoever wants to speak, OK.
Yeah,
Now, how do we?
Parvez, one question is our incubation largely focused on biotech, or will social networking and media-based startups be encouraged?
Yes, you're right question. Actually, since we had talked about more on biotech, since we got a government grant, government is recognized as #3 incubator, we talking about biotech. But otherwise, we are also industry agnostic. For example, we have edutech startups in the industry 4.0. You can see we have a lot of augmented reality, virtual reality. We have artificial intelligence. We have IoT startup. So we have a manufacturing startup. So we have even electric two-wheeler startup. So we don't actually reject any startup based on the domain. Okay, so in that way we are very open. But we also tell them what are the opportunities. When we say biotech, we are saying the government grant opportunities are more in the sector. Whereas we will tell them about, for example, in IT sector, you don't have any investment. You don't have any capital investment. So you get, there is no entry barrier. So in fact, those startups also now government is also giving, started giving fund, what they call service sectors. So in service sectors also you can, start. And someone has, as I think Hassan Ibrahim Bhai asked, how do we contact for support required and who is the contact and channel? Like you can reach out me, my email ID and phone number. We will pass it to all the groups. And you can also write email to us, and then you can call me anytime. We will tell you that how we can start with your idea. And I think Mr. Mohammed Rafai from Iraq. So it's good to know that someone from Iraq working in oil and gas sector has participated. We definitely wanted to, work with you if you are interested. I found a startup, Kamil Ganibai has said, found a startup Cell to Cure, or found the very brief details mentioned. We'll be able to get more detail on how to participate and growth. Yes. So all these 61 companies, we have given only a compendium. Compendium is just a one-page slide because we cannot send all the 61, startup detailed pitch deck to, it will be overloaded. So now you just select, for example, now you say Cell to Cure, you have interest. You can just write to me, then I'll send a detailed presentation about Cell to Cure. Suppose you want information about VGuard, then I will send a detailed presentation about the VGuard. And then I will, and then you can tell us that how do you want to participate, whether you have some connections, you want to help them in a market, you want to be a mentor, or you want to have a similar startup, like you wanted, some of together, some alumni want to join together and want to start a startup, that is also possible. So the idea of this whole webinar is to just to throw you some information, this much of opportunity and avenues available. And you are all our brand ambassadors. Now, as Boris has said, the 60 people are there, but the 60 you can percolate to another 300 people are, who are not aware about this, or who may be thinking that Crescent is doing something different. In fact, I keep saying, any institution goes to the alumni and then say either you support in placement or provide some donation of money, but rather we are asking a different way. We are saying that we will give it to you back in this form. In fact, last time I came to a GCC meeting also, I said the Crescent Engineering College is given an entry plan into GCC. Now, people who want to settle, no problem, but someone want an exit plan, then Crescent Innovation Incubation Council and the Crescent IHUB Accelerator will give you a better exit plan from GCC. That is also possible. My email ID is shared already, so you can send it. I can also, Ali Akbar, you can also mention, Nisha can also mention my mobile number also. I have this WhatsApp number, so you can send me a WhatsApp anytime and then we can talk.
Very good, sir. Parvez, one more thing just for the crowd, I would like to share. See, we are all mostly engineers, okay? Maybe a mechanical engineer, civil engineer, or an IT, electrical, electronics. Now, what is happening is we have certain years of experience, okay? And during the experience, we find maybe in a facilities management side or in a building side, we have a issue which is keep coming up, which may be an unresolved issue on our core competence area, like our SMB sir mentioned. So when we have this problem, we can go back to our incubation center, tell them this, or first you come to us as a mentor to identify what is this issue. There may be already a solution that you may not know. So we tell you, okay, this is a person, there are mentors, we consult with them, put it across to them for you to refine that idea. Then if that is a real issue, which is not a resolved issue, which is really having a problem, then we go back to our CIIC, and then we can have a commercial value and we can develop that idea. They also have a connection with IIT and many other institutions, which can come up with a, a business value proposition on the same idea. Then there are cases where we say we are a civil engineer or we are an electronics engineer. We have an idea on food division or a medical area where we have no idea about it. Maybe that idea may be a very, like a lower cadre idea. We may have a doubt to express that. So we can also, again, CIIC can, take that idea and then confirm back to you whether this idea is valid idea which can be developed further, or it is just, like an illusion in our mind, which is already developed to an advanced stage and no need to go for it. So these are the, like area, but my request is to focus more into our core areas, identify an issue, identify a value, and then go back to the mentors, discuss with them, and then we go back to CIIC for a business proposition.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. In fact, this whole startup starts with a problem statement. So what are the problem we are trying to solve? So I think any problem you come across in a real life situation also, in fact, there are a lot of social impact startup are creating. So where there are social impact investors also there. So any problem we come across, we say this is the problem statement and how we can solve this. And is there a startup? As I said, startups solving problem through startups are the frugal way of solving the problem. That's where everybody is now looking at it. We don't want a big R&D to come and solve the problem. So with that, we will. So like Ali Akbar said, you can send all your problem statements you come across. You can ask us whether anybody has working in this similar type of problem. Anybody has done a solution? That is a number one to start with. Otherwise, you can also suggest that this solution can be developed as a startup. So that is another way we can look at it and then help to emerge a startup. So these are the ways we can work on it. So if you have any questions, and also we are having in a WhatsApp group, we don't want to put everyone together. We have a broadcast group. We will send messages individually. So if you want to know any updates from CIIC and Crescent IHUB, what we are doing, so you can send me a WhatsApp message. I will add you in that group so that you will get communication. Now, the important aspect is how to reach all the alumni who are interested. Now, this webinar also may not have reached many people who are in the alumni group, because Alumni Association itself has limitations in reaching to many people. So we can, so you can reach to us, and then we will add you in our database so that you can get information from us. So there is Muhammad Bhai, Nasrullah Bhai has sent a message. Congrats to CII team for excellent progress and wish the new initiative become successful. In the changing scenario with funding options, CIIC can become more competitive. Is there any plan for a startup park to allow the startup become a commercial entity? So actually the CIIC, or the current one is, see, we never call ourselves like IIT Madras Research Park, like Crescent Research Park, but otherwise our idea is to grow like this. In fact, the vision of our board of management is in another IIT Madras Research Park took 20 years, whereas we can take even 5 years or 10 years to become our full-fledged research park. Otherwise, we are currently supporting all our startup to become a commercial success. As please mark my words, the success of the incubator accelerator is nothing but the success of the startups, especially commercial success. When I say success, it's all commercial success. So that's what we are trying to do.
One more thing, Parvez,
yeah.
Parvez, one more question is like, if someone is out of our alumni, okay, he's my friend, he has an idea, he wants to develop. So what
Definitely. He has to approach us or he has to approach you. If you see our out of 61 startup, 32 are external. Only 8 are alumni startup and 21 are student startup. So we encourage the majority outsiders In fact, that way, what CIIC or Crescent IHUB is doing, we are bringing a lot of outsiders to Crescent network, whereby the Crescent network also will benefit and they also get benefit through Crescent network. I think we are doing that way. In fact, somebody has asked, we also encourage the matchmaking in every category. So that's what we will do. That's what we will do. And Mr. Arafat from he says, I'm a part of batch EC group, which we have created. I can convey it here. So Arafat is working for Avatar Live. I know him. So he is a good supporter of us. And Principal Abraham sir. Sir, Principal Abraham sir, we can also create pass on this information to Crescent School Alumni Group. But Crescent School Alumni Group is formed much before than the Crescent College Group, so that we all work together. We are all part of Crescent family, and then this can be reached to Crescent Alumni School Alumni Group also. And Imtiaz Sharif Boy has said, we are in the very initial phase of R&D for BMEs and surgical aids. Should we wait to finish the R&D or incubate initially? You should come up with us. In fact, you get a feasibility idea grant also. If you have a idea which you want to experiment and get feasible, that idea also you get that. And basically, as I told, incubator is for early stage startup, where you have come with 0 to till you grow to a 2 crore turnover. Whereas accelerators are like a college where you graduate from incubator and go to accelerator, where to become. So that definitely, Imtiaz Bhai, you should contact us. And especially you are in the surgical aids and things like that, where we already have a biotech grant and available facilities. You should contact us. And Ilyas Beg Bhai said, congratulations CIIC team and SMB Saab. I'm impressed by the developments done in the last 1 year. And for all this support, I'm being keen on entrepreneur and as well as mentor for existing startups. We'll connect privately for more details. Self and Ali Akbar are keen exploring
on that comment, I'd like to say, Mr. Ilyas Beg. So you see, from what I understand, you have certain expertise in the area of ELV, in the systems integration. You worked with Honeywell and all that. This is your core competence. You have good experience. Now, under this circumstances and the present and future, how can you take advantage? You can take advantage by bringing value. That is, be driven by the customer, be driven by customer mandate, employment, contracts. The contracts will drive everything. If you're able to get a mandate from a customer, Schneider Electric, whatever it might be, one of your big customers, they give you a contract and says, Mr. Ilyas Beg, get it done for me. Then the whole thing starts. So, it's not that it's very difficult that you have to kill yourself and, really go. You have to start from your strength. I hope I answered you, Mr. Ilyas Beg.
Yeah. Al-Fazid wants to talk, ask a question. I'm just allowing him on the voice. Yeah. Al-Fazid, you can ask the question, man.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. This is Al-Fazid Badruddin. I'm an IT student. Basically, I consider myself a student, though I have graduated MS in computer network security. Recently, I come to the problem where the market has been saturated. As we all know, a company has been big problem. We are into the refrigeration field. Mr. Ali Akbar, I have known this one. But right now, I've been targeting a company in an IT sector, try to get a freelancing job. I have approached a company where I come to know the company. Most of them wanted to reduce the cost and they wanted to develop on their own. So I have given a solution. They have come up with an ERP system. Like Mr. Parvez has mentioned this, like you have given a startup for 1 year subscription free. It will be a very good helpful for an IT people to develop a software in a free subscription period and then sell it to the marketplace. And in that way, in that node, is there any possibility for the new startup that I can start with?
Yeah, Al-Fazid, I can tell you that maybe you are not aware. We have Gibraltar Technologies, which is a 20-year-old company. We had acquired Gibraltar Technologies from HCL Infosystems, Hindustan Computers Limited. The entire UAE and Qatar operations were acquired by us. And we have a full-fledged IT backbone in India. So you're welcome to come and meet us. We have our CEO, Mr. Peer Sharif. I think he's attending this meet also. I think you can meet up with him, or I'll arrange a meeting. You can come and meet us. Welcome.
All right, and I have
Yeah.
another question.
Yeah.
Okay, this is basically I wanted to help our company as a consultant. Mr. Ali Akbar have mentioned it. More than an employee, I'm in IT field. I'm in IT field for my company. I'm looking after all the IT resources and everything. But right now the situation of the company is not good. So what they are going through is, they're trying to do a new project, it's a customized project, what they call it as, in a refrigeration field. Is there anything I can tie up with some other company to help our company? And then it will be a new project, because we have a good experience of more than 35 years of experience in the field, and we have been targeting in many countries like GCC. And I would like to give a quick note that we are a only official partner for Howden compressor, those who knows that.
Welcome. We can meet. We can arrange a meeting with the proper partners, potential
Yes.
promoters for this. Yes, thank you.
Yes. These type of ideas are definitely welcome. Alfazil Bhai, we can reach me anytime. And Arafat Bhai said that yes.
Just 1 second. Yeah, we have our Hafilur Rahman is there. He is heading our Green Global Facilities Management. He's a mechanical engineer. I would request Safir to meet up with the Hafil Rahman. Maybe Ali Akbar can join also, and then we can explore this. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Definitely, sir. Thank you very much for your information.
Yeah. So, and Arafat Bhai said early stage startup can be idea stage, or necessarily should have started making some revenue. As I said that whether a revenue or not, there is no problem. You go in a different category. That is the only thing. So if you don't have a revenue, you come under early stage category. There are some different grants for available. If you're already making revenue, then there are different grants are available. Otherwise, you can come at any stage, and all our companies are in different stages. And he's also mentioned that also I can present the ideas to get evaluated and feedback given by the respective members. Definitely, you can come and present Arafat Bhai. And he also said Badr is part of Indian School Business Alumni Group, can promote an incubation center initiative there also. Like as I said, we are one of the very active incubator and accelerator. So you can definitely pass on this information to any people. As I explained, maybe we can again pass it on. There are 61 startups compendium which we have circulated recently. So which you can pass it on to anyone, and then seek for any support if they want, and definitely we will try to help and consider. The idea, as there is a saying, network is the net worth of any individual. The amount of, in this world of COVID world, the amount of network what we have, that is what the net worth, right? Otherwise, there is, whether you have a bank balance or it doesn't going to sustain for a long time. So with this, please, please, you can work with us closely. And then, as I said, the Crescent alumni are the gold mine. And then definitely we want to connect all of you with all other people who have this similar interest. And then we will definitely would like to support you in this difficult time.
Thank you, Parvez. So I think there is no more question. So we can conclude this Zoom webinar today. And if any clarification further, inshallah, you can always contact our CIIC or me or Saidza. We will share in our group, in our alumni group in GCC, all the contacts, so that you can be in touch with us, and then inshallah take it forward.
Yeah, just 2 comments I have. One, I can suggest a proposal to Mr. Kamil Ghani. Maybe he can come. Hello, Assalamu alaikum, Mr. Kamil Ghani. Irkingla, are you there? Are you there?
I will just open his.
Yeah.
So we can connect with all chapters like Oman.
Yeah, but one thing, I'd like to
I just started your voice for you.
Yeah, Mr. Kamil Ghani.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. நான் என்ன ரெக்கமெண்ட் பண்றேன், you can do the initiative for Omanuக்கு இந்த Incubation Innovation Council, IIC, CIIC and IHUB. அத Omanல we can do excellent job there. We know, that you can launch it as an initiative, like UAE can initiate this in incubation innovation drive in UAE.
Okay.
Can head it. In Oman, you can do it. You can do it with your team. You bring in, it's possible. We'll have a separate chat. Then Kamal Irfan. Are you there, Kamal Irfan, in Qatar, in Ala Pichai?
1 minute, sir. I'll just check.
I would recommend that in Doha, Allah Pichai and Kamal Irfan and the very active people, they can get together and launch. It can be a launch. It's not like, when, it's a virtual launch. You're just doing the initiative. As you start moving in, you will see that there is a good impact coming. So in regional area, each area you can champion the cause of incubation innovation in this area itself, and you can head it. Okay, but it has to have some substance. So I think we'll have a separate session on the whole thing. Okay.
Yeah, I'll just open Akbar Basha, Saudi, if you want to say anything.
Yeah, Akbar Basha of Saudi, you don't want to comment anything, please?
Assalamu alaikum. Greeting to everyone in the meeting. At the moment, I'm not in a position to put any questions. I will have to make myself informed more, and I will be in touch with my brothers. And if anything, I will be in touch with Mr. Parvez Alam or yourself, sir. No
Inshallah,
problem.
welcome.
No questions.
Welcome.
Thank you very
Welcome.
much.
One thing is that it is you see, it is the Innovation Incubation Council or the Accelerator is a strategy which can happen virtually. You don't have to start an office. It's a strategy. So it is not constrained by putting up an office or having money to capital. It's not like that. So if you have the right desire to do it, you have to bring the right people who are committed. Then we can roll it out.
Yeah. Allah Pichai, I've opened for you, brother. If you want.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum, everybody.
Yes.
It's a good initiative that we are having a webinar today. I have one comment for Mr. Parvez and Mr. And his team. We have been interacting for few of the companies who wanted to open up some business in Qatar or like to have some businesses in Qatar. So from our side, what we are handicapped is we don't have a person who could set them and set up a company here for them to get through with the business. So for the startups to have some kind of opening in the Middle East, we would like to form a cell or a group of people who can guide them in setting up this business in these areas. So that part is to be taken care. Virtually, it will open up so many businesses here. So I think we need to work towards that and then take it further.
Yes, sure, bhai. We will definitely do it. And as I think, as Bukhari sir said, I want these, country-wise chapter leaders to spearhead this. You consider that you are extended arm of us, and you can even, on behalf of us, you can represent, you can take queries, you can pass it on. Maybe if you want, we can have a another kind of a communication channel be established so that as you know, we are also growing, and I know there were some time where we could not even respond properly some of the queries. Now when I joined, I was joined as a 1-member person. Now we have 8 full-member team. So now we also have increased our bandwidth to do more, and we keep increase further also. But basically I say, consider yourself as extension. So all the presidents of each chapters in GCC can act as, officially you can act as our representative. We can work out some communication channels and methodologies also. We are open for that also.
Well, there are a lot of opportunities can be unearthed. Only that we don't know our own strength, and also we don't know the strength of our Crescent ecosystem, the diaspora, and also the synergy. 1 + 1 + 1, 111. This magic we don't understand, or we don't. We have to open our hearts and mind to welcome people and talk. There should be openness. If you close yourself, then you are closed, and then you are restricting yourself from opportunities. This is what we have to realize. Be open, be outgoing, be charming, be attractive. Attract people to come and work with you. This is what matters. Okay.
Okay.
Fine. I think.
I think it is good, sir. Thanks a lot. And I thank Said Bukhari sir and then Parvez Alam and CIIC team for being with us and sharing the valuable information for all of us for our success. And I really congratulate all alumni who was joined us today with the positivity and for their own welfare and development, inshallah. And we are waiting for the feedbacks, and also any ideas, as we mentioned, please contact us, and we will share the contact details very soon in the alumni groups. Thank you. God bless you. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.
Thank you.